Hello, all my beautiful honeybees. Welcome to Eclectic Duality. My name is Alyssa, and today we're doing a special reading just for you. So first of all, for those of you watching this on 8/8 Happy Lionsgate, but this actually is timeless, so it does not matter what time of year you are watching this. I just felt inspired to do this reading based on the Lionsgate portal 8/8. So this is going to be all about your manifestation. How can you manifest your desires? Now, a lot of people say that this is the time to write it down. Put it on a piece of paper, put it in your pocket, manifest it, through visual ways and writing and kind of in a form of spell casting, that kind of manifestation. Now, if that's how you want to roll, that does work for some people, but I'm a firm believer that it's a lot about taking action as well. It's manifesting that energy towards yourself and then using that energy to move forward, making it happen, be dynamic. So this reading is about how you can make it happen for yourself. What steps do you need to take? So without further ado, as usual, keep in mind that energy is fluid, time is an illusion, roles can be reversed, and this may not be your story. And that's okay. There's so many amazing readers out there. One of them will resonate with you. And if you don't like the story that I tell in this reading, change the outcome. It is that simple. All right, honeybees, we have 3 piles to choose from here today. We have, well, I guess it's more 3 groups to choose from. We have the green opal, super beautiful, for group 1. Then group 2, we have the pyrite or fool's gold. And for group 3, we have the dendrite agate, absolutely beautiful. Okay, guys, so I'm going to give you a moment to decide which pile or piles you feel most drawn to. Timestamps will be in the description, and I will meet you there. Hello, all my beautiful group 1 people, or those of you that picked the green opal sphere. This is your reading. All right, so how can you manifest what you're looking for? I felt like this one wanted to come out. Okay. All right, first card we have on the board, the Angel of Communication. Communicate clearly. Don't be afraid to tell it how it is. Then we have Angel of Support. The universe has heard your silent call for help. We have Angel of Self-Worth. You are currently undervaluing yourself. It is time to regain your self-worth. And then we have Goddess of Oneness. Someone you love is thinking fondly of you at the moment. Okay, really beautiful, guys. Starting right out the gate, we have one of the ways that you can manifest what you want is to tell people what you want. Now, with this Goddess of Oneness and the Angel of Communication in particular, I guess actually it would tie into the Angel of Self-Worth as well. There is someone on your mind who you really, and for a lot of you, this could have to do with romance. It doesn't have to be. It could be platonic, but either way, there's someone close to you who you want them so badly to take some kind of action towards you or towards some kind of situation. It could be a friend that you're hoping that they make a certain choice, or it could be a lover or a crush and you hope that they choose you, something like that. Or maybe you hope that they will start texting you in the morning like, hello, good morning, and good night. I hope you slept well. How was your day? Maybe they're not the best communicators, but you haven't told them that that's what you need. Okay? There's something to do with that. It's about you communicating clearly. And as you can see, I'm having huge throat chakra issues with this pile. So I think, or this group. So I think this whole thing has to do with communication. You have to communicate clearly what you're looking for. If you need that good morning and good night text from your person, communicate that. If you want your person to take you out more, communicate that. If you need your person to give you more physical touch or attention, tell them that. If you want that raise at work, tell your boss you want that raise. If you are wanting an opportunity and you know the person who could give you this opportunity, tell them you're interested. Tell them you want it. I'm hearing baby birds with closed mouths don't get fed. Okay, that might have some synchronicity for you. You might have heard that before from someone in your life giving you advice, but you know, that's the biggest thing I'm hearing here. In order to manifest what you desire, you have to communicate it first. You have to put it out into the universe, not only to your angels who have heard you. Your angels, your higher self, your guides, God, whatever you believe in, those higher beings, that higher spirit, they have heard you, okay? And they want to actually help you in that. But you have to help yourself first, is what I'm hearing. All right, let's get another card here about this situation. We have alignment. Absolutely beautiful. So for me, I will say that, you know, being a number 14 alignment, that breaks down to a 5 in numerology. And 5, for me, has to deal with communication very strongly. Communication, how you deal with others. Obviously, 3 is the other one that's big on communication. But when I think of 5, I think of someone who is a people person. They're wild, they're free, they don't care what other people think about them. They literally are out to live their life. They're out there making things happen. These are the people who are the explorers. They drop everything and they go. They're the free spirits. And I think you're actually being guided to embrace that energy more, for sure. Be a little less afraid of what could happen, what the risks are, you know, and instead let go and trust that if you are following your heart, following where your spirit, your body is guiding you, you will be taken care of. Okay, so this is definitely about getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. And with this alignment, I feel like it's talking about you aligning with your purpose, aligning with your passions, aligning with your desires. Okay, for some of you, you might feel bad for some of these wishes, desires that you have. Maybe your desire is to drop everything and move somewhere exotic, somewhere where no one knows you, maybe away from family. But maybe you have all this stuff going on in your family that makes you feel obligated to stay. Or it could be that you have stayed at a job out of loyalty for your boss or the workplace, your coworkers, your employees, depending upon where you are, you know, in the hierarchy of your job. But you might have some guilty feelings about wanting to leave when in reality you're not happy where you are. So you're literally just staying out of guilt or just staying out of loyalty. But the truth is that you aren't being loyal to yourself. Okay? You know that this is not the right place for you. You know that this is not the right situation for you. So this is the time to become aligned with your passions, aligned with your true purpose, okay? All right, so how else? Ooh, this wanted to come out right away. How else can you manifest your desires? We have patience. Love is patient and kind always. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Remember how when we started out the reading, there was the angel of communication, goddess of oneness, and I got that feeling of you guys needing to communicate your desires to somebody? I feel like there has been an impatienceness. I don't think that's a word. Impatient nature that you have been in right now. Maybe that's impatient energy. Basically, this is saying that even though you're not communicating what you want, you're expecting it to come to you now. Maybe because you've been praying for it, or maybe you have been putting messages out into the universe. Maybe you have been doing, I keep hearing spell work with this group. I keep hearing spell work, and it doesn't mean that you are, but I do feel like you guys are doing things like maybe writing messages to the full moon. Maybe you guys are praying to your angels or God or your guides, your higher self, whatever you believe in. I just get the image of you guys putting that energy out there in some kind of physical way. But the problem is that you are telling the universe your order, okay? But you almost don't want to wait for them to complete it. So it's like you're sitting at that table, you're eating your breadsticks, and instead of enjoying the moment with whoever's sitting at that table with you, you were just impatiently waiting for your food to arrive. But the truth is that you need to enjoy the moment as it comes. Now, I know that that's a little bit contradictory because I told you had to get out there, be dynamic, communicate, which is true. You need to do those things, but you also have to be a little bit patient with the universe as it prepares your order, is what I'm hearing, okay? And for some of you, that might have to do with whatever person it is that you've had your mind on, okay? Once you communicate what you desire, it might not happen right away. You might not get what you want in a day. It might take a few days or a week or a few weeks or even some months. Just know that you will see improvement, and you need to look at that improvement for what it is. It's someone working hard to give you what you want, okay? Just because it's slow progress doesn't mean they're not trying, so just keep that in mind. More advice for my group 1 people. We have, oh my gosh. Okay, this reminds me of that 5 energy all over again. We have explore, love, create. The only thing that holds you back is you. So for me, that is embracing that 5 energy again. Be that explorer, be passionate. Don't be afraid of falling. Don't let risk hold you back. Don't let that fear hold you back. Go after what you want. Be aligned with your spirit. I feel like a lot of you are super passionate people internally, but maybe you don't let other people see that as much. But you're passionate. You have passionate desires for your life. You have so many goals, and yet maybe you're sitting a little complacent right now, accepting things as they are instead of being dynamic and making this be your story. You can be the narrator and the hero or heroine. You can be that main character. Okay, you just have to take the bull by the horns, as they say. And then we have you are unlimited. What you can create is unlimited. What did I say? Like, sky's the limit. You literally just have to take the wheel. Okay, you just have to make it happen. You are the beginning of your story. Okay, so write it. Write the whole middle. Don't just be a beginning and an end. Make the story in the middle. Okay? Create that story, babies. Okay, further messages for my group 1 people. Okay. Beauty. Stop and smell the roses, my friend. It's very funny. And I'm going to show you guys this. I don't know. You guys won't be able to really read this upside down, but it's a Collige Virgo Rosas. It means gather, girl, the roses in Latin. And it's kind of a feminist version of, seize the day, carpe diem. And that's kind of the image I'm getting here. It's about seizing the day, which we've talked about this entire reading. Making your life happen. Make your life happen. You're traveling down the road to work. You see all these beautiful roses on the side of the road, okay? You want to stop and smell them, but I think most of you just keep on going. You're just focused on, okay, got to make that money, got to get to work, got to get there on time, got to do this. Now let's go to the next thing. But you're not actually enjoying your journey, okay? So what I'm hearing is you guys need to stop the car, pull to the side of the road. Actually, pull to the side of the road, then stop, I guess. Get out safely, and then go smell those roses. Go touch those roses. Just enjoy that moment. Look at the sky. Smell the air. Appreciate life and all that it is. Okay? Okay, this is actually really funny. I don't know if this guy's, oh my gosh, guys. Whew. let's try this again. I don't know if this will make sense to you guys, but I just watched a movie called Collateral Beauty with Will Smith. Amazing, amazing movie, actually. I really enjoyed it. And Will Smith is always top-notch, incredible. But there was this scene, well, I don't want to give you any spoilers, but the whole title of the movie, Collateral Beauty, there is a scene where it's talking about loss and grief. Someone's in grief about something. And a wise woman sitting next to them says, just see the collateral beauty. So it's basically when they say that in war there's always, collateral damage and that kind of stuff. It's basically saying, yes, from this loss, you're the collateral. You're sitting here in pain. But there's beauty in this pain because you had a chance to love this person at all. You're in pain because you loved them. You basically, you lost them, but it taught you to appreciate life. And what's very interesting about this is it doesn't really, I'm not hearing specific messages in regards to what we've been talking about. I feel like that's just something you guys needed to hear. Maybe you guys have gone through something in the past that was traumatic or extremely, extremely painful, and you could see no positive in it. Okay? And I don't want to, this is not meant to trigger anybody at all. I never want someone to think that what they're feeling is not valid, because it is. It's absolutely 100% valid. But I'm hearing that you need to take, that pain and instead look at it in a different way. What did I learn? What did it teach me? What has happened because of this? What wouldn't have happened had this happened? It's for instance, if someone loses a parent, okay, as horrific as that is, let's say someone loses a parent, a father or a mother, let's just say a father, okay, and your mother gets remarried, okay, to someone else. They have another child, and you love that sibling more than just about anything. That sibling would not have been born had your father not died. Now, obviously, this is horrific. The pain is horrific, and we never want that to happen. But do you see what I'm saying about collateral beauty? The beauty in what happened, what comes out of it, what sprung forth. When a wildfire takes over a forest and it's reduced to ash, give it some time, and then you will have the most beautiful, beautiful plants springing from that anew. Okay? Will it ever be the way it was again? No. But it's going to grow anew into something else that's beautiful. Wow, guys, that was really deep. Wow. I'm so sorry, guys, if any of you were triggered, by that. I felt like it was important. Might not be relevant to what I'm reading here in terms of manifestation, but I feel like that's something that it was for somebody. Might not be for all of you, but I feel like that message was for somebody. All right, honeybees. So we are going to do a fun yes, no, maybe question portion of the reading, okay? So I want you guys to think of 3 questions that would require a yes, no, maybe answer, and I will pull those cards. If I get any clarification on that or messages that go with it, I will expand on it, but otherwise it will be the cut and dry answers, and you take those answers as you will, okay? So think of that first question. Okay, we had 2 cards come out here. First one is the 9 of Diamonds. You need to focus on your self-love first. When you find happiness and fulfillment in your life first. then it will happen, is what I'm hearing. And then it's so funny. We have the 10 of diamonds right after. You will have the stability and abundance you always dreamed of. Fuck yeah. Okay. So this is extremely positive. It's basically saying absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. But you have to find that self-love first. You have to find that happiness in your personal life first. And when you could do that, find that happiness within you, within your spirit, within your body, then yes, absolutely. Wow, guys, that is awesome. I love that. Okay, so think of that second question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. And for this one, we have the 6 of spades. It is time to gather what is important to you and leave. No, leave this situation. All right, guys, think of that third question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. And then we have the 5 of diamonds. This is rock bottom. You will get through this. No, see this hardship as a lesson. Okay? All right, one last thing, and this is actually super new, guys. I finally got charms. For you guys, so I'm super excited. We're not going to get too fancy. I am just going to reach in and grab some charms from the bee here, the honeybee, and then I'm just going to give you little tiny quick messages based on what I see. Okay, so we have 4 charms here. We have, I will hold you in my heart until I hold you in heaven. Oh my gosh, guys. That immediately made me want to cry. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I have never considered myself a medium. I still don't. So don't take me as saying that I'm a medium in some kind of way or, reaching, a loved one. I don't believe that I am. Okay. So don't think that. But I feel like you needed to hear that. And I don't even think I need to explain it. Wow, guys. I kind of feel like that goes with that whole collateral beauty thing. Maybe something you guys needed to hear. Wow, guys, I'm trying not to cry. Wow. Okay, we are going to move on. We have a beautiful mermaid. I don't know if you could see her. She's very pretty with my big fingers here. You can see it's the her back and her fins. Really pretty. We have the key. And then we have, I think this is a palm. Looks like a palm to me. Okay, so things that I'm hearing right away. Okay, so obviously this is kind of funny because it's a palm. So the first thing that came to my mind was palmistry. There might be something important with palmistry for you. Maybe you should learn how to do palmistry. Maybe there's something in your hands that you can learn a lot from. Now, I don't know a ton about palmistry. I've been learning, but I don't know enough to talk to you guys about it. But I feel like palmistry might hold something very important in unlocking your story and some more information that maybe you need to know about what's coming next in your life and where your life is headed right now. I'm not getting the image really that you should go see a palm reader. I almost feel like you should literally do some research. Look online, maybe get a book, something like that. I don't feel like you need to go to a palm reader. But the other thing I'm hearing that's kind of funny is although I don't feel like you need to go purchase a palm reading, some of you might have a friend who actually reads palms, and they would read for you for free. Okay, I feel like some of you might actually know someone who already knows how to do this, and I suggest that you actually reach out to them and ask them to teach you or ask them to read your palm or both. I feel like that's going to be important in some kind of way in your story. I feel like that's actually going to unlock something within this, because this whole reading, there's something I'm missing, and I would clarify with cards generally, but I feel like this key, whatever it is that unlocks your truth, what you're looking for, your passion, it's going to be different for all of you, but for some reason I'm getting that it's so personal to you that if I were to clarify, it would just confuse everybody. So I feel like this is something that's part of your personal journey, and you have to unlock by finding that, answer through your hands, okay? The other thing I'm hearing is that some of you might, in order to reach your manifestation, your fulfillment, it has to do with your hands. Like building something with your hands or molding something with your hands. Maybe you guys are artists in some kind of way. I don't know, guys, but I keep hearing hands is super important in your future, okay? Maybe you're a hand model. I don't know. Maybe you photograph hands. I don't know. But with that mermaid, I feel like it's once again about broadening your horizons, okay? The mermaid, yes, she has that full ocean to explore, okay? She goes to the deepest depths of the ocean. She is able to come up for air and see everything around her. Now, obviously, a normal mermaid or merman, they generally don't grow legs when they get on, land. But I just keep hearing Ariel. Okay, I keep hearing the Little Mermaid story. So it's almost like someone who can swim in the water like a fish and then walk on land as a mammal. Okay, it's very much having this dual nature of being able to go as far as you possibly can, to be that explorer. There's so many parts of the ocean that we have never explored. It's too deep. There's too much pressure. Imagine if you could explore those realms. Or at least imagine what it would be like to explore more than other people have explored. The majority. I keep getting that. It's funny because even though we're looking at a mermaid here, I keep hearing outer space as well. Being an astronaut, going as far as you can personally. I just feel like you guys are a bunch of explorers. Or maybe it's in your heart to be one and you haven't had a chance to do it. So be dynamic, guys. Go after your dreams. We are going to go ahead and leave it there, my beautiful Group 1 people. But if you resonated with this, you liked this content, definitely subscribe, join the family. If you resonated, how about we leave maybe an earth emoji or a star emoji, something that represents exploring or going far, reaching your dreams, something like that. Put that in the comments so I know that you guys resonated with this pile. But as usual, guys, I love you so, so much, and take care. Hello, all my pile 2 people, or those of you who felt drawn to the pyrite or fool's gold. This is your reading. Okay, guys, how can you manifest what you desire? This one wanted to come out. Ooh, that one came out. All right, starting out the reading, we have the Angel of Communication. Communicate clearly. Don't be afraid to tell it how it is. We have God of Reflections. The qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection. God of the Underworld. Something which no longer serves you is about to end. Angel of Finances. Honor and give thanks for the blessings you are about to receive. And Goddess of the Earth, an idea connected to imagination, creativity, and nature is coming your way. Beautiful. So already out of the gate, I can already tell you that the universe has already planned something for you. A lot of you have already been working on your manifestation hardcore. Okay, I feel like you guys have been writing it down. You might have a journal with all of your goals. A lot of you, if you haven't already been doing this, which I feel like some of you have, it's actually recommending you do Statements like, I am thankful for all the abundance that I have received. I am thankful that I have met a partner who fulfills me and sustains me romantically in every way. I am so grateful. Like, it's almost like you guys are doing that kind of manifestation that we talked about at the very beginning, at the pick a group portion. I feel like some of you guys have been doing that, and in a lot of ways that has been bringing it towards you. Okay, it has been bringing that manifestation towards you. Absolutely. Things are moving your way in a very positive way, and I feel like that's kind of funny, moving your way in a positive way. Oh my gosh, Alyssa. Anyway, so communication is definitely your friend. Speaking these affirmations out loud and writing them down and believing them in your mind. Okay, and the believing in your mind is the hardest part. You can tell yourself over and over and over again, I am going to have this, I will be rich and famous, or I am rich and famous. I am thankful for being a millionaire. I am thankful, for any of those things, anything that you are telling yourself, okay? It's one thing to say that over and over again. It's a whole nother thing to believe it. And if you don't believe it, those verbal affirmations aren't going to mean much, okay? They're going to be grains. I keep hearing grains of sand. Interesting. They're going to be grains of sand, and they aren't going to be the full beach. So interesting. That doesn't even make sense to me, but I'm basically hearing grains of sand over and over again. Or ash. It's almost like you want a shell. Okay, so you pick it up and it turns to sand the minute you pick it up, and it just flows out of your hand. Or you pick a flower and it turns to ash the minute it touches your hand and flows off your hand. Is this a dream you guys have been having? Have you been dreaming about items or things turning to ash or turning to sand? This might not resonate with you. That might just be for one of you or a couple of you. But some of you might be having a lot of dreams that you'll see something beautiful, you will reach for it, something that you really want to have, and it will just turn to sand. It'll turn to nothing. And you're sitting there disappointed. That might actually, if that's not a dream you're having, that might represent how you feel in your life. It's almost like you are working for things. You are reaching for these goals. You're reaching for the things that you desire. You're trying to make this happen. But literally every time you finally get your hands on it, it's disappointing. It's not what it appeared to be. Wow, guys, that's interesting. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to contemplate these cards just for another moment. I feel like you guys actually have the ability and kind of the dynamic attitude that you need in order to reach your goals and manifest. And that's why these things are moving towards you. But the reason I think why these opportunities aren't panning out like they should, it's not because you're unlucky. It's not because they were an illusion. I feel like it's one of two things. It might even be both of them. I feel like some of you don't feel worthy or deserving of that manifestation for some reason. And I'm not saying that you guys are going, oh, I'm such a bad person, I don't deserve this. No, it's more like, when I get this, will I be able to keep it? It'll just go away. I'll just lose the opportunity. I won't be able to work hard enough. I won't be good enough. Okay? I'll let people down. I won't be able to keep up with the work. It's like, for instance, okay? Let's say that your dream is to be a singer, a famous singer, or let's just say a celebrity. Your dream is to be a celebrity, okay? And you want that so badly. And let's say you're extremely talented and you have the dedication and drive to make it happen. And let's say you've even had opportunities to really work towards this. But every time you get that opportunity, you automatically panic or you have fear involved with stepping up to receive that opportunity. Because every time that you get closer to your goal, it does force you to step up to that level of responsibility and dedication and work and commitment to that goal. Okay. So it's almost like you guys are afraid that when you get to that stardom, you'll disappoint your fans in some kind of way, or the paparazzi will eat you alive. You know, it's something like that you guys feel like you won't be up for the task. Okay. And a lot of you might be comparing yourself to other people. Like, let's go to the celebrity storyline again. Let's say that you want to be a famous actor or actress, and you look at someone like, oh, I don't know, there's so many amazing actors and actresses out there. Let's say you want to be the next Morgan Freeman. Okay. Let's say you want to be someone that iconic and amazing, you know, as an actor. Okay. But you compare yourself to him and you go, gosh, I'm never going to measure up. There's no way. I want it so badly, but I'll never have the chops for that. I'll never be respected like he is. I'll never have all the acting gigs that he has. Or I won't have, you know, as iconic of a voice as him, or, you know, anything. It could be anything, all right? And with this God of reflections, what's funny about this, the qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection. I feel like all these things that you respect in other people in the field you're trying to go into are actually qualities that you yourself have. You respect those qualities not because you don't have them, but because they're literally reflected from you. Okay? Which is very interesting. It basically tells me that you don't see how good you are. You don't see how talented you are. You don't see how much potential you have. Okay? And I think that's what's holding you back. That's why these opportunities are turning to ash or they're turning to sand. Wow, guys. Wow. Tell me more about this situation. Ooh, got 3 cards there. We have Divine Masculine. You are kidding me. Divine Feminine? Wow, I swear, guys, these are all shuffled. Like, I shuffle them a million times before I use them the next time. So this is wow. And then Joy. For Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine to show up in the same spread like that, it's actually pretty crazy. So, for me, this is about balancing both sides of your personality, balancing that yin-yang energy. You know, every single person, every single being has masculine and feminine energy. It doesn't matter if you identify as male, identify as female, identify as non-binary, if you identify as gender fluid, everyone has both qualities. Okay. And if you don't like, you know, the terms of masculine and feminine energy in regards to you, in reference to you, think of this more as receptive and dynamic energy. You have one part of yourself that is the more receptive. You sit back, you observe, you take in, but you nurture. There's kind of a softer edge to this. You nurture yourself, you nurture others. You're empathic. You receive, messages from the divine in regards to emotional energy, okay? That's kind of how I see it. And then you have the energy that's more dynamic, forward thinking, putting the energy out to others. Instead of being receptive, it's kind of, I don't want to use the word aggressive because it has a negative connotation, but it's more like you are putting it all out there rather than receiving. You're putting it all out there, okay? You are making it happen in the world. You're being dynamic in your life, okay? And it's kind of like where the receptive energy nurtures the emotion of others. It's almost like you are also nurturing, well, not really nurturing, it's more like taking care of others, taking care of business, okay? protecting. I keep hearing protection. Okay. So with this, I feel like if you guys find an equal balance of those energies in your life, it's going to do you a lot of favors. Okay. It's like having this balance of being able to observe what's going on around you, to be receptive to opportunities, even when they don't seem like they'll be fruitful, still taking a moment to give them a chance, being empathetic of others and where they're coming from, or understanding your audience depending on, where you're trying to be, especially if you're trying to be a celebrity or an actor, actress, writer, singer, artist, any of those things. But then also making it happen in your life, showing them who you are in a very passionate way. Okay. Getting out there, making it happen. So, I don't want to beat that idea to death, but basically it's all about, if you want your happiness, you have to find balance within yourself first. And it's all about having that yin yang energy equalize and be fully balanced. Definitely have both sides of yourself equally, represented in your life and the way that you live it. For me, I will say some of you guys might be Geminis. You might have a lot of Gemini in your chart. Does not have to be, but if you don't have those in your chart, or you do, it doesn't really matter. You are still, I feel like you guys are being guided to take on that energy a little bit. Have a dual nature. Okay? It's not about being two-faced. It's about having two very different sides of yourself that you are able to harness in whenever situation the other one's needed, if that makes sense. Okay, so how can you manifest what you desire? How else can you manifest what you desire? We have embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. Beautiful. Spend quality time together, listen and talk to each other. And then we have rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. So those are actually very, very, very self-explanatory. I don't even think I really need to explain them to you. I think you heard all of those and you understand what I mean. But just in case, don't be afraid of feeling a certain way. Okay? Own your emotions. You're angry, own it. Why are you angry? Express why you're angry. If you're sad, own it. Why are you sad? Express why you're sad. If something makes you happy, own it. Why are you happy? Express that. Okay? If you're desiring something, own it. Why do you desire it? Express that. I feel like this is all about, it's once again the receptive dynamic energy. Be receptive to those emotions that are flowing through you, accept them, and then be dynamic enough to express them. Okay? Definitely a balance. With the spend quality time together, listen and talk to each other. It's once again talking about, an equal exchange of give and take and an equal balance of those dynamic and receptive energies. But this is talking about with someone in particular. Okay? I feel like some of you might have your eyes on somebody right now. And I feel like this is actually encouraging you to have a heart-to-heart or a one-on-one with this person. And let's say that this is a crush that you kind of watch from afar, or you don't really talk to them too much. And it's not because you guys don't have a connection, but it's because maybe you have some fear about starting a conversation with them. But you're actually being guided, hey, make it happen. Make it happen, baby. Walk up to that person. Make a conversation. Talk to them. And then ask them some questions. And when they answer, listen. Be receptive. And then let them ask you some questions. And then answer. Okay? It's definitely about having that exchange. Hitting that first domino so the rest will fall. Okay? It's getting the ball rolling. All right? Is what I'm hearing with that. Whatever it is that you guys have your eyes on, whether it's a person or a goal, it's definitely about making it happen and having an equal exchange of energy in whatever it is. If this is about a job, it could be about you putting in the work and time and dedication needed for that job, but also expecting yourself to be compensated fairly. Don't do hard work for a job that is not going to give you equal reward. Okay? If it's not giving you compensation that is worth the work you're doing, then it's not an equal give and take anymore, okay? It's not an equal exchange of energy. Definitely not an equal exchange of money and time, okay? And then rest and relaxation is essential. Definitely don't be all work. Have some time to play. Take care of yourself. Don't run yourself into the ground. Like I said, from the beginning of this reading, I got the image that you guys were super dedicated to your goals, that you guys definitely have the tools needed to make your dreams happen. And a lot of that has come from an extreme amount of hard work and time and energy towards this. That's why the universe has been rolling this out towards you. But it is important to make time to relax, make time to do nothing, to just literally just sit there outside and drink your coffee or take a nap, lay in a warm bath, read a book, watch a marathon of your favorite TV show. It's okay to do something like that just for you, okay? All right, more messages for my group 2 people. We have feel and release. Release all you've accumulated on this journey. Trust in your new path. All will work out for you. Time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. Okay, so first thing I'm hearing with the feel and release is that I wanted to say negative and toxic energy at the same time. I don't know if this is energy that you've picked up from other people. Like, if you were around people who were more negative or toxic, you might have brought some of that energy into yourself just from being around them. Maybe they got through your boundaries a bit, okay, your emotional boundaries, spiritual boundaries. Or it could be that if there was negative self-talk or negative thoughts that you had about yourself, a lack of confidence, that kind of thing that was maybe bringing your vibration down at some point or putting you in this state of lack, you're being told to release all of that. If you were holding on to your rejections or your what you would consider failures from the past, if you're holding on to that with disappointment and regret, it is time to let go of that and know that it happened for a reason. It's time to move forward. Trust in your new path and trust that it will all work out. This is not only about saying it and writing it down and walking the walk, but it is also about believing it, honey. We talked about this before. It's about believing it, okay? You have to believe that you're going to make it in order for it to fully manifest in front of you. And with the time to do it differently, go beyond what you've done before. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Okay? So this time you have to change your approach. If you want a different result, you have to change the equation. Okay, you have to change the equation. Okay, 1 + 1 is always 2. So you can't always put 1 and 1 together and expect 3 or 4 or 5. You got to change. You got to change one of those numbers. You got to change one of those values. Okay? All right. Further messages for my group 2 people. Loyalty. You know, what I love about this here is I feel like you guys are extremely loyal to other people. You're extremely loyal, by other people, I mean your family, your friends, your loved ones, your spouses, partners, your job. I feel like you guys are extremely dedicated and loyal to your goals and what you want. But I actually feel like you guys need to be a little more loyal to yourself. Okay. You might be like, what do you mean, Alyssa? What are you talking about? How can I be more loyal to myself? Well, one way you can be more loyal to yourself is to give yourself the rest and relaxation that your brain, your heart, and your body need. Your spirit needs a break. Okay, that's one way you can be loyal to it, is to be honest with yourself and know that when you need to take a break, for one. I feel like it's a huge thing. I feel like you guys might be workaholics a little bit. And if you guys aren't working full time at a job, I feel like you guys are so busy before and after your job that you're really not getting a break. So you could have children and you're constantly running, between your job and whatever your child needs, whether that's, making their food, cleaning, all that kind of stuff, or it's taking them to soccer practice and taking them to all this different stuff. Now, obviously, life doesn't stop just because you want it to, but I feel like any moment you could take for yourself, the better, okay? It could be a matter of you work your 9 to 5, and then all your off time is spent trying to perfect your craft or your passions, or it could be that you are doing things for other people. It could be you're taking care of a family member or doing things for your family. I don't know what it is, but in some kind of way you guys are overextending yourself, and over time that's going to take a toll. Okay, so although it's wonderful that you guys are such loving, giving, dedicated people and you're loyal people to others, it is time to be dedicated to yourself. It is time to give to yourself. Okay? It's really important, is what I'm hearing there. All right, my pile 2 people, I'm going to have you guys think of 3 questions that would require a yes, no, maybe answer, and we are going to pull your answer. All right, so think of that first question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. All right, first card we have is the King of Clubs. Passionately go after what you want. And then we have the 10 of Clubs. Stop carrying the full burden. Ask for help to lighten the load. Let go. So what's really interesting about this is I'm not getting a direct yes and no for everybody, but what I am getting is that we were literally just talking about this with the loyalty. You're stretching yourself too thin. You have too much burden that you're carrying around. And I feel like a lot of this burden isn't actually yours to carry. You just took on someone else's burden. And for all I know, they hoisted it upon your back and expected you to carry it. But it is your choice to keep it there. And I know that might be a hard pill to swallow, because we all feel loyal to our family, our friends, our loved ones. But there has to be a certain point where enough is enough. You have to put up those boundaries and stick to them. This is what I can handle, and this is too much. I'm okay with helping you to this point, but beyond that, you need to step up and take care of your own. I feel like that's kind of the energy I'm getting, and it sounds harsh, but it's true. It's time to let go of the things that are are taking too much from you, that are overburdening you, okay? Drop some of those sticks, okay? You're too overburdened. We gotta lighten the load. All right, so think of that second question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. And we have the 3 of Hearts. Just enjoy yourself, have fun, yes. Very positive answer. All right, think of that third question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. And we have the Jack of Diamonds, a message of a new opportunity or gift. So if you guys asked me if someone is going to be reaching out to you, the answer is yes. If you're wondering if you should reach out to them, the answer is yes. But either way, communication needs to happen here. And like I said, if you're waiting on communication, it's going to happen. All right, honeybees. So I am doing something completely new for you guys. I actually have charms now. I'm super, super excited about them. I've never read charms before. This is the very first reading that I've ever done charms. So I'm very, very excited for this. But yeah, I have my little bee here and he's full of charms. We're just gonna and then I will basically tell you any messages that I get from them. Super excited, guys. I've been wanting to get charms for a while, but I just haven't gotten any, and recently I was like, okay, we're doing it. We're gonna try it. We'll see how it works out. Okay. We have 4 charms here. We'll start with this one. I love you to the moon and back. Okay, very famous phrase there. So I'm sure all of you have heard it, but I feel like that has some big significance for you guys in particular. Maybe a specific family member or friend or loved one. Someone who's a loved one. They might say this to you, okay? If that's the case, I feel like they might be a key to moving forward with an opportunity in your life that you've been wanting. Okay, it's almost like you need to ask this person for assistance. Maybe it's someone. I feel like there's someone who you can utilize that you just haven't. Like this person can absolutely help you in achieving some kind of goal, but you just haven't asked for that help yet. And this is the time. I'm hearing this is the time to ask them, okay? And then we have, what is this? Oh, it's a cat. I haven't even looked at these charms, guys. I wanted this to be a surprise, so this could be interesting. So first of all, you guys might have a cat. Of course. You know, that definitely could be a part of it. But I'm actually feeling that you guys might want to embrace a little bit of a cat-like energy right now. Like I said before, I feel like you guys are workaholics. You're go, 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 constantly doing something, not doing anything for yourself. And one thing we know about cats is they definitely do what they want when they want. Okay? They answer to no man. All right. And I feel like that's kind of the energy here. It's time for you guys to relax when you want to relax. So the other thing I'm hearing actually is Venus energy. Now, Venus energy, for those of you who don't know astrology very, very well, you know, it does equate to Taurian energy, Taurus energy. So it's about indulgences, the things you love and the things you enjoy. So it's what looks good, what feels good, what smells good, what tastes good, you know, what's good to all of your senses, okay? It's time to really work on that. And I feel like as you just get into this luxurious mindset of enjoying that chocolate, drinking that champagne if you're of age, having that bubble bath, going on some dates, wearing that fuzzy robe that makes you feel wonderful and just beautiful or attractive or handsome, you know, whatever it is that makes you feel good. I feel like this is actually going to help you guys with your self-confidence. And it's going to help you believe that you can accomplish anything, that you have all the tools you need. It's something about it that's going to make you feel very, very powerful, kind of tapping into that queen or king energy, okay? I love that. And then we have, what is this? Like I said, we are learning as we go. Oh, a turtle. Look at that. He's so cute. So slow and steady wins the race, guys. So don't think just because you change a mindset or you try this in a different way and an opportunity comes to you, don't think that it's time to rush forward and put in all this crazy amount of work and get success now. No, this is definitely slow and steady wins the race. If you want the lasting reward, you have to put in the time and effort. Now, for some of you, that might be infuriating because you've put in a whole lot of time and effort, but keep going, babies, okay? There is a finish line. It might take you a little bit longer, but just know that by you being patient and going with the flow a little bit more, you're actually going to find that your reward is that much more. Okay, because you did everything right. You paid attention to the details. You didn't rush any of it. I feel like if you guys rushed forward, you would miss things. You would miss details. Maybe that foundation that you build, isn't perfect, isn't as sturdy as you would have thought. Okay, it's about perfecting that craft and being okay with the time that it takes to do so. And then I forget what these are called. You know what's so funny is I found some of these and I put them on my wall because I thought they were pretty, but I actually don't remember what they mean. Okay, this is so funny, guys. If you know what this is called, please comment down below. But the first thing that I am actually hearing is decorating. It's time to decorate your space. And that probably has nothing to do with this charm, but honestly, when I saw that, the immediate thought I had is what I just hanged in my living room. What I just hung in my living room, okay? It has to do with the decorations I just put up, which is very interesting. So, oh my gosh, guys, I'm a one-woman show, I tell ya. Total clown. I would say decorating your space is actually going to be beneficial to you guys in some kind of way. And for some of you, it's about making a space that you have that Venus energy. You feel like you can be totally luxurious in, gives you that king queen vibe, in your life. I feel, because we're going back to king and queen and this sign here, I feel like this strongly, I feel like it equates to energy of like Great Britain and the monarchies and the parliament and all of that. I feel like acting like a king or a queen is going to help you believe that you're a king or a queen. Okay? And when you believe that you're a king or a queen, other people will start to believe it too. Okay? And I feel like that's going to help you guys a lot in this journey of realizing how powerful you are. Okay, and how talented you guys are in whatever it is that you guys are going for. So I really love that energy. But I think with decorating your home in ways that make you feel good, make you feel better about yourself and your life is going to help you get into that mindset. I also feel like some of you, it might help to actually put up words of affirmation, whether it's something that you get a dry erase pen and you write it on a dry erase board that you have hung up somewhere in your house that you constantly walk by, or writing on your mirrors, different affirmations, or doing Post-it notes, with affirmations or things about you being successful and you being powerful and you being talented and beautiful and all this different stuff, worthy of love, grateful for everything you have. I feel like putting that around your home is going to help you get into that mindset as well. All right, my group 2 people, we are going to go ahead and leave it there. If you got to the end of this reading and it resonated, how about, is there like a gold emoji like a bar of gold or a money emoji. Let's do money or gold or something like that. Whatever represents, financial stability, success, celebrity status, maybe a crown to show that you're a king or a queen. Whatever it is that, represents that to you, please put that in the comments to show that it resonated. If you guys are new to my channel and you liked this content, please subscribe down below, join the family. And if you're one of my OG subscribers, thank you so much for your continued support and love. All right, pile 2 people, thank you so much for showing up. Love you. Bye. Hello, all my beautiful group 3 people, or those of you who felt drawn to the dendrite agate. This is your reading. All right, how can my group 3 people manifest what they desire? Starting out the reading, we have Angel of Guidance. A renewed sense of direction and purpose will soon manifest. We have the Angel of Healing. The angels have felt your sadness and have shown up today to send you healing. We have Angel of Vision. Someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. And then we have Goddess of the Earth. An idea connected to imagination, creativity, and nature is coming your way. Okay, guys, so first of all, I think the biggest reason why maybe you've had a hard time manifesting what you want is because you haven't fully decided what you want yet. Now you might be like, oh, Alyssa, I know what I want. I want happiness. I want love. I want success in my job. I want financial freedom. Okay, then I have some questions for you. What does that love look like? What does that relationship look like? What does that job look like that you're successful in? What does financial freedom look like to you? What does it look like? And not even just, oh, I'm free to go where I want and do what I want and, not work when I want and work when I want, that kind of stuff. Like, not that kind of answer, not something vague. What does it look like? What does your home look like? Where are you living? What's your job that makes you financially free? What is it you're passionate about? What makes you happy? Okay? I feel like all of that is something that you guys haven't fully decided yet. You haven't picked a path. But just know that I feel like you guys have been asking lately. With this Angel of Healing, the sadness that you guys have been feeling, it might be that you've had a sense of... What's very interesting is I'm hearing you guys might be feeling homesick for some reason. Now, that could be you miss your childhood home. It could be you miss your family. Maybe you live far from your family. It could be that you have a job that forces you to travel and you miss home. Or it could be something way deeper in your soul. That there's a piece of you somewhere that's missing. And you know that it's missing. You just don't know what it is or who it is. You don't know what it looks like, but you miss it. Okay? And being homesick or feeling like you're missing a piece of yourself, feeling like there's a hole, and you not knowing what or who that is can be one of the most confusing and I want to say painful, but it's not necessarily painful. It's just uncomfortable. Extremely, extremely uncomfortable. Okay? It's like having a phantom limb feeling. It should be there, but it's not. Okay? And I just want you to know that, your guides, the angels, God, whatever you believe in, I feel like light beings are here today to support you. And not just today. They're here to support you, and they're here to help you get through this feeling. And it all comes from you not knowing your next direction. Okay? And I feel for some of you, it's because instead of trusting your gut, you guys trust only what you see. Okay? So for instance, if your gut is telling you to walk right, instead of left. Okay, let's break it down a little bit more here. Let's say you're at a path. You're on a path right now, and then you get to a fork in the road. If you go right, it is a swamp. You'd have to walk through a swamp, okay? It's dark, it's kind of creepy, it's yucky, all this different stuff, all right? It looks like you'll end up a mess by the end of it. But if you go left, it looks like the way's clear. You can see super far, so you know that it's clear. You don't see any rocks in the way, you don't see any mud, it's an easy walk, it's just flat, looks easy, okay? But for some reason, your gut is telling you to go right through the swamp. But your eyes are telling you that the left would be easier, going on the path that's more of a plain, through fields of poppies, I don't know. I feel like you guys, currently the way that you live your life right now would go left because it looks easier. But you go left and then all of a sudden you find that that beautiful plain that looked easy to walk on was actually a bunch of fields of swamp. Now that's very interesting because you looked at it, it looked like perfectly sturdy fields you'd be walking through, just flat ground, and then now you are knee deep in mud. That was very deceptive. Now the funny part is if you trusted your gut and went right, you would see that what looked like swampland was simply wet grass. Wet grass, sturdy. Not only that, but it was a quicker walk. Believe it or not, it was a shortcut. You would have gotten to your destination quicker and cleaner and more positive, happier, you name it. So I know that was kind of long-winded, guys, but I feel like that's how you are being guided to live your life. Trust your intuition more over how things appear to you. And what goes along with that is someone might look you in the face and say one thing, and your gut will tell you that that's not true. But you might try to take this person for face value because you don't want to not trust them. You don't want to not believe them. But I think you'd be surprised at how discerning you guys actually are. I feel like you guys are extremely intuitive people. You can definitely say you guys are probably empaths, for sure. But I would say even more than empaths, probably definitely have some psychic abilities. But you guys are... The amount of intuition that you guys have is actually kind of staggering. I feel like you can look at someone once and then know pretty much everything you need to know about them. It's just a lot of times you guys don't trust that gut feeling and instead go with what they show you or they say or you see. Okay, so I'm not gonna keep beating that topic over and over again, but I feel like that's something that you guys really needed to hear and really needed to understand. It's time to trust your gut and let your gut guide you. Okay. And if you can learn to trust your intuition is going to tell you what your purpose is. Your intuition is going to tell you, remember how we talked about in the beginning, what does a good relationship look like? What does your love, ultimate love look like? What does your home look like in your ideal home? What does your dream job look like? What does financially free look like to you? I feel like if you trust your gut and let it guide you more in your life, you'll be able to make those decisions. You'll be able to start guiding yourself towards that path, but you have to trust yourself first. Okay, we're going to pull more cards before I spend the entire reading talking about these 4. All right, so how can you manifest what you desire, my pile 3 people? We have variance. So for you guys, I feel like this is about going with the flow a bit more. Okay? Understanding as well that you were not just one thing. And that might actually be a big issue that you guys might have right now, a big hurdle you have, is you might be trying to define yourself as one thing. You're a psychic. You're a healer. You're a Reiki healer. You're a tarot reader. One thing. You're an accountant. You are a person. You are a mother. You are a father. You are a spouse. You are a this. You know, it's almost like you guys are putting too many labels upon yourself. You're not just one thing. So don't put yourself in that box. Don't put yourself in the prison of labels. Okay? You could be anything you want. Anything you want to be. So don't hold back your potential by putting yourself in this tiny box of I am ... I am an accountant. Ta-da! No. You guys are many, many things. And I feel like by honing that and understanding that and trying to be a little bit more open to experiencing many things at once and learning many different things at once, you'll find that whatever it is your guys' purpose is, whatever it is that would make you happiest in this life or feel more fulfilled in this life or might help you capture that missing piece is going to have many different facets. It's not going to be one thing. And I think that might be the reason why this has been such a struggle for you, is because you're expecting it to be one thing. And it could be that you guys are going, okay, when I find the right person, love-wise, I'll be fulfilled. That'll be everything, and it'll all fall into place. Or maybe it's when I find out my psychic gift, it'll all be good. I'll just know what to do. I'll find my place. When I find the perfect job, I'll know. But it's more than that. I feel like you guys are going to do many things. It's almost like whatever it is you guys end up with as your job or as your passion, it's actually going to involve many different aspects. It's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. It's very interesting. For instance, if you start up a business, it will be not just reading tarot. It'll be reading tarot, doing astrology, palmistry, Reiki healing, crystal healing. It'll be, maybe you'll sell books, maybe you'll write books. It'll be all of these things in one business. You see what I'm saying here? It's going to encompass more than one thing. So don't put yourself in a box under one label, okay? Because I feel like whatever it is that you guys are going to find in the future fulfills you is going to be many things. Okay, it's going to be many things coming at you. Okay, I'm moving forward. It's interesting. This pile is, it's not that I'm getting tons of messages. I just feel like there's so many things that you guys are going to do. It's not just one thing. Okay? And so it's almost like I have this constant hum in my head, this hum in my ears as I'm doing this reading. Like, I can't explain it, guys. There's just a lot going on here. And it might be that there's a lot going on in your mind. Maybe your mind is always racing. Maybe you have a hard time slowing your thought process, slowing your mind. Maybe that makes it hard for you to relax a little bit. Maybe that's why this has been such a struggle to figure out what your next step should be, because you're always jumping ahead to the future. Instead of going, okay, my next step is to do this or to figure out this, you go, oh my gosh, this is my destination and I have to get there. How am I going to get there? No, we need to go one step at a time. We need to take this one step at a time. Yeah, I feel like you guys need to get more sleep. That's another thing I just heard is you got to get more sleep. I feel like lack of sleep has actually made you guys feel more uncomfortable, more anxious, more irritable, that kind of stuff. And you just haven't been in the best state of mind lately. So I'll say that. All right. How can my group 3 people manifest their desires? Oh my gosh, almost all the cards wanted to fall out. And that would have been terrible because you know me. For those of you who have been watching me for a while, you know that if it falls out, I'm going to take it, even if that's the whole deck. Okay, so here we go. As it is, we have a lot of cards. Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. Be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you so you will always consider them. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. Ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. Choose love. You always have a choice. Make yours with love. Appreciate this moment. Every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. And be willing to express love. Express love to receive love. Okay, guys, so a lot of those were really self-explanatory, so I don't feel like I have to explain all of them, but I will say that one huge element I'm seeing here is you need to put out into the universe what you want to receive. So if you want to receive more love, you need to put more love out into the universe. If you want to receive more kind words, give more kind words to others. If you want to receive abundance from the universe, you need to first put out into the universe that you are abundant, okay? So this is where it changes a little bit. It's not just about giving money to others. Now, giving money to others generally karmically will bring money back to you, okay? But this is more about becoming it so that it happens more. So it's believing that you have all the love that you need, and that love will start to come to you. Does that make sense? It's definitely the whole idea of I am successful. I am grateful for all of the financial abundance that I have. And then as you believe those statements and you put those statements into the universe goes, oh, you're abundant? You're grateful for all the money you have? Here's some more. Oh, you liked that dish I brought to you last time? I'll bring it to you again. And this time I'll sprinkle a little extra love on there for you. Oh, you're a return customer. Let me make your favorite. See what I'm saying? Now, if you walk into a restaurant and you go, ugh, I'm just going to get the plain old salad. I'm just going to get the plain old salad because, yeah, there's too many calories in this, or that's just too rich for me. That's just too expensive. You're going to get that salad, but are you going to enjoy it? Now, don't get me wrong. There are amazing salads out there. Don't get me wrong. I love salads myself. But it's, why have something that is lackluster when you could have something that you will truly, truly enjoy? If you walk in and order what you truly desire, you're going to have a better experience. Okay? And I feel like that's what you're basically being guided to do here. With the ask for help, what do you really need? Be willing to accept support. A lot of you aren't willing to vocalize that you need assistance. You try to do everything yourself, and it might be a level of you guys needing to control the situation in your life. Maybe you're afraid if you let go of control, everything will fall to pieces, or it won't get taken care of, or it won't be done just the right way, just the way you like it. But because of this, I feel like it's putting you in this state of exhaustion. You're exhausted. Okay? You're not getting enough sleep either because your mind won't stop racing. Because you're so stressed and anxious about the future, how you're going to get what you want. I feel like it's even more than that. It's not even about you being stressed about getting what you desire, getting stressed about the future. It's about you guys being stressed about getting the basics in life. Having enough money to eat, to have a roof over your head, to support others. I feel like it's a lot of basic concerns here. And it's all because you only have so many minutes in a day, and I feel like you're spreading yourself as about as thin as you possibly can. And the ironic part about this is you actually have people around you who, if you called them up and said, hey, dude, can you help me with this project? Or can you help me with this? I'm struggling. I need a little help. I just don't have time to do this. Or, hey, I'm trying to reach this health goal, and I've been going to the gym, or I was going to the gym, but now I'm having a hard time staying motivated. Can you come with me? Can we have a buddy system? You see what I'm saying? It's asking for support from others in whatever way you need. If you are hurting financially, maybe it's time to call up a family member or a friend to be like, hey, I am going through it right now. Can you help me? I think you'll be surprised at how your loved ones will jump at the opportunity to help you in your hour of need. Because I feel like you have literally bent over backwards to help them, and yet you were never willing to accept help. And I feel like accepting that help is going to make all the difference in your situation right now, okay? You're having a hard time keeping your head above water. Let someone throw you a life vest, okay? Let someone help you. All right, tell me more about this situation. Ooh, several cards again. Okay, we have let go of a fixed plan, allow for spontaneity and growth. I feel like that goes back to the control issues a little bit more. You want it to be laid out a certain way, okay? But you need to let go of control and get some help in some kind of way, get some assistance, and I feel like you need to trust your intuition a bit more, okay? Trust your gut. You are worthy. Aim for what you want and believe in yourself. I don't even need to explain that one. You are being called into service. Believe in your own guidance. So, I just said it. Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. It's not going to steer you wrong if you listen to it. Breathe love into your life. Remind yourself to breathe. Don't get overwhelmed. Take time to breathe in and out. Ask for support from others. It's telling me the same story over and over and over again because I feel like some of you aren't hearing it. I feel like some of you were like, yeah, I heard you. No, obviously you didn't, baby cakes. Obviously you didn't. So it's going to keep repeating itself. See with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages. Listen to your intuition. Shine love on fear. Love will light up the darkness. Don't let your fears stop you in life. I feel like with the control that I feel like you guys need to have at all times, that control comes from a place of fear. It comes from you guys fearing the unexpected, or you're afraid that if you let go of control, everything will crumble. Okay? And I feel by letting go of that fear and allowing other people to help you in some kind of way or to take up some of the slack, you'll be able to see the love that these people have for you. And that love is actually going to help fill you up a bit more. It's going to inspire you to start appreciating your situation more and more, appreciating yourself more and more. I feel like you're going to start loving yourself more by by having that love reflected back at you. The love these people have for you is going to be reflected back at you. It's something like that. You are here for a purpose, learning, realizing what matters to you. So right now, you feel like you have no purpose. You feel like you're walking aimlessly. There's that homesick feeling that we talked about before, not knowing where you belong or not knowing what you're missing, what piece you're missing. You have a purpose. And I feel like as you trust your intuition, you follow your gut, go where it leads you, you're going to find that that purpose was there all along. I feel like your answers were there all along, but it all comes from trusting that intuition, but you guys are relying too much on your eyeballs. Okay. Then we have walk your own journey. It is essential to stay on your own path. Remember the story we told before about going right or left? Yes, left looked prettier, but right was your path. Trust it. And then we have, it is safe to let go. You are surrounded by love. Let go of control, babies. All right, tell me more about this situation. We have success. And we have trapped. So it's once again repeating a message. I apologize, guys. This has been half an hour of repeating messages, but I feel like I have to keep saying it until you guys hear it. So we talked about labeling yourself as one thing, keeping yourself trapped in a box of labels, okay? It's time to rip all those labels off. And once you do, you can expect success. Because you didn't limit yourself anymore. I feel like you guys are limiting yourself to what you can label. Okay? But that success is waiting to emerge. It is waiting to come to you. It is right there. But you can only currently reach as far as those cage bars allow you to reach. So open up that door and let yourself out, okay? As cheesy as that sounds, that's what I'm hearing. Open the door and let yourself out of the cage. Rip off all those labels. You don't need them. All right, honeybees. We're going to do a yes, no, maybe portion of the reading. So I want you guys to think of 3 questions that would require a yes, no, maybe answer, and I will pull your cards. So think of that first question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. And we have the Ace of Spades. A new start of communication and or truth is expressed. Yes. So very positive yes, and it has to do with some kind of communication. So if you asked me if someone is going to communicate something to you that you want to hear, the answer is yes. If you're wondering if that opportunity is coming your way, if you're going to hear back from that job or hear back from that talent agency or whatever, I'm hearing that the answer is yes. If you were wondering if you should reach out to someone else about some kind of positive feelings you may have for them, answer is yes. Okay, either way, it's a beautiful new start in communication between you and someone else or something else. All right, so think of that second question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. And we have the 10 of Hearts, storybook romantic fulfillment, baby. Yes, 2 exclamation points. So very positive answer in regards to the possibilities with a certain someone or a job or life path, okay? Beautiful. All right. You know what's so funny is normally after I pull a card, I put it there. And for some reason, I put it back in the deck, the first card we got. But oh well. So think of that third question that would require a yes, no, maybe answer. Card already fell out, so I'm just going to wait a second for you guys. And the answer is the 7 of Hearts. There are many options. A choice has not yet been made. Maybe. Okay. So I'm going to leave that at that. You guys can decide from there. I don't know why I put these cards back in. Anyway, you guys can decide from there how that applies to you. All right, so something super new that I've never done before is I finally got charms for you guys. So this will be super exciting. I haven't even looked at all these charms. I literally bought 2 full bags of charms without even looking at what was in them. And I decided it would be super kind of fun, maybe even funny for you guys, for me to try to get some messages from them. So I'm super excited, super excited. And let me know how you guys like this in the comments, if I should continue to do charms or not. As you can see, my little bee is full of charms here. So we're just going to pull out a few charms, and we will see. We will see what messages, if any, I get from them. Wow, okay. You guys got the most charms out of everybody. Everybody else got like 4. All right, so we're going to start with this guy here. We have, oh my gosh, the love between a grandmother and a granddaughter is forever. Okay, that's really beautiful. I feel like a grandmother of yours might have messages for you, or if you have a granddaughter, they might have messages for you. Now, if you are male identifying, I would definitely take that as your grandma still, being her grandson. So I feel like your grandma actually might have some kind of key to unlocking some more messages for you right now. Maybe you should go to a grandmother for advice. Now, if you don't have a grandmother, or they have passed, I feel like there is a figure in your life who kind of takes that grandmother type role in your life. And I feel like that person has some extra messages, extra advice for you in regards to what direction you should go. I feel like this person's very intuitive. In fact, they might be a psychic themselves. And if they don't consider themselves psychic, I would say that this person is extremely intuitive, extremely observant. So they probably already know what you're looking for. This person might actually already know what it is that would fulfill you, believe it or not. I feel like this person's extremely intuitive. All right, so the next one here we have is, what is, okay, there we go. I was like, what direction is this? So, wishes do come true. Okay, that is really cute. I love that. And then there's like a dandelion in the middle that is blowing in the wind. So it's kind of that image of someone grabbing a dandelion, making a wish, and then blowing it. Okay, I don't know if you guys used to do that as a kid, but I did. And I feel like it's actually telling you some kind of wish you made as a child while doing that. It actually can come true. And I think some of you might remember what that wish is. Now, if you don't worry, but I feel like it is saying that wishes, they don't have to be just wishes. They can become a reality. You just have to find out how to make that happen, okay? So it's kind of like a cool little positive uplift for you guys there. And then for this, we have, I'm having a hard time reading this. What does this say? And every hair I feel like it says, and every pain from pain sometimes declines. It's so hard to read. I'm not going to lie to you guys right now. If you can read that, please pause it and tell me if you could read the cursive here. I just can't read it. Okay, I'm going to stop laughing there so I'm not moving. Put it here. Please tell me if you guys can read that. I feel very dumb right now. I feel like the last word is like declines. Sometimes declines, or comeliness declines. Oh my gosh, guys. For the life of me, I cannot read that charm. Please tell me if you can read it. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so sorry. And then this guy, we have love and beloved. Okay, I love that, guys, because I feel like that's actually saying for those of you who are worried about your love life, you have nothing to worry about. I don't care what age you are, what place you're in right now, what your story is, you have nothing to worry about when it comes to love. I feel like you guys are going to get everything that you're looking for, and everything you didn't know you wanted is going to come true. I feel like actually you guys are going to be surprised. It's almost like the way you pictured your romance, your partnership, is going to be extremely different from the romance partnership that actually makes you happy. So get ready for the surprise, but it's going to be actually even better, okay? It's almost like what you thought love looked like is not in actuality what love looks like to you. And you guys are actually it's going to be even better the way that it happens for you guys, if that makes sense. I think you're going to be surprised at the type of partner that you actually end up with as well. I will say that. And then we have a little mermaid here. So what I'm hearing with this specifically, and this showed up in pile 1, I believe, this time around with that mermaid, I almost feel like it's more of a synchronicity type thing for you guys. You might love mermaids. You might have a lot of oceanic paraphernalia around your house. Maybe you have a lot of shells, sand glass. You know what's interesting about that is I love, love, love sanded down glass from the beaches. I love it. It's basically something that someone threw into the ocean that was ugly. They basically, threw their garbage in the ocean, ended up being something really, really beautiful and sanded down with soft edges, okay? And my grandmother actually used to pick up sanded glass from the beaches every day, and when she passed away, I actually got all of that glass, okay? And for me, I don't know why, but it's kind of going back to that original message of a grandmother figure. I feel like there's going to be something that this grandma figure is going to literally gift you with. Maybe you're going to inherit something from them. Now, it could be something like a physical gift like that, like how I got sand glass, or it could be an ability. If you are very talented at singing or being a musician, maybe you inherited it from that grandma. If you have an intuitive psychic ability, it could be something you inherited from that grandma figure. Even, here's the thing I'm hearing as well, it does not have to be a blood relation for that to happen. I feel like for those of you that believe in reincarnation, it's almost like a soul family feeling, okay? Someone who you might not be related to in blood in this life, but you're related in soul, if that makes sense. You know what's interesting is we have a couple of the same charms that showed up in the other readings. The mermaid showed up in the first reading, and the turtle showed up in the last reading. So you guys might actually have messages in group 1 and 2. I mean, obviously you might not, but I feel like there might be a couple of you that might have messages there. But with the turtle, I'm definitely hearing the same message I was hearing in group 2, which is, slow and steady wins the race. Don't be that hare who has to have everything right now, who has to have all the answers right now. That will get you nowhere. In fact, your endurance will waver, okay? And you will become exhausted a lot quicker. But if you are in more of that tortoise turtle energy of that slow and steady, we're making progress, slow, but we're making progress. We're getting there, and that endurance is going to last a lot longer, and that's going to take you way farther in trying to make this dream a reality. The other thing I'm hearing as another point of reference is what do they call it? Is it fast twitch or long twitch or short twitch runners? I can't remember what it's called. If you know, comment that down below. But for those there's two different types of runners apparently when it comes to marathons. There's the people who are super skilled at the extremely fast speeds right out the gate for short distances, okay? Not for long distances, short distances. They have huge bursts of speed at the beginning for a short amount of time. So they're great for those short distance short distance runs or competitions, okay? And then you have the people who are, I think they're called slow twitch runners, but I could be completely wrong, who are better runners going slow and not slow, but you know what I'm saying, going steady at one pace, not super fast for long distances, okay? And I feel like getting that energy of that marathon runner who is ready to go the long distance, even if it takes them more time, is actually going to do you more favors in the long run. And what's so interesting about that ocean energy is now we have the starfish here. There's a lot of ocean references I'm hearing here. And the ocean. I feel like there's something important with the ocean for you guys. Maybe that's where you find your calm. Maybe you live near the ocean. Maybe you love the ocean. Maybe there's something that it all goes back to that grandma figure. I feel like that's the key here, guys. Whoever that grandmother figure is. I'm hearing very strongly an older feminine energy, okay? It doesn't even have to be a grandma. It could be someone who is male identifying who has that female energy. I will say that right now. It's definitely grandma energy. I feel like that's the key here. It's so important, guys. Whoever that energy is, it's time to go talk to them, okay? It's time to go talk to them. Then we have the cat, okay? Now, the cat showed up in the first reading, but I think it was actually a different charm. It was a cat, but a different charm. And I'm getting a very similar energy to what I got in the first pile, that it's time to take on some of that more indulgent energy. Take care of yourself a little bit more. I feel like you guys are spreading your energy too thin, taking care of other people, but you're not doing all the little things that would go so far in keeping you balanced and feeling relaxed and rejuvenated. You know, instead of running that errand for somebody as a favor, how about instead you stay home and you watch your favorite TV series and you drink some coffee and eat your favorite snack? Or instead of going to this event that you never wanted to go to anyway, and it was literally just for someone else, and you literally were going to sit there for a boring lecture the whole time, instead, how about you stay home and you get in the bath and you read a book? Okay? Or instead of doing XYZ that you don't have to do for someone else, you go for a hike. Or you do something you love. This is about taking care of yourself. Maybe take a nap. Like I said, I feel like you guys aren't getting enough sleep. Take a nap. Take care of yourself is what I'm hearing over and over. And then we have these skull and crossbones. Now, obviously this might look a little scary, but all it makes me think of is the death card in tarot. It's about endings and new beginnings. You have to end something in order for something new to sprout from that. Now, endings aren't always easy, okay? They aren't always easy, but sometimes they're necessary in order to open a new chapter, okay? Every book has an ending. Now, yes, it might be sad when we get to the end of our favorite book. We want it to go on forever. But if it went on forever, would we ever truly appreciate it? You know, it's almost like the ending is what makes the story good or not. Okay? And so that's why some chapters, some books, they have to be ended so that they can be complete. And then guess what? You pick up the next book and you enjoy that. That's kind of how life works. Constant cycles, constant new beginnings and endings. And I feel like it's about keeping that flow going and not staying in one place just because you're afraid of closing that book. Okay? I think that might be a little bit of what's holding you guys back, because you're afraid of what that next chapter will bring. And it goes back to control, wanting to control your journey, not wanting to lose anything more, because you guys have already lost so much, I feel like, in many different ways, and you're afraid of losing what little you have. Okay? But ask for support from others and get closure with the things that aren't serving you anymore. And then open a new book. Start a new chapter. Wow, guys, I felt like I babbled for 45 minutes, but I hope that there were messages in here that really, really helped you guys. And if you could read this, please tell me what this reads. I feel like it says sometimes declines at the end. Please tell me you can read that. And every something from something sometimes declines. Please, if you can read that, tell me what that means so that I can use that in the future. And hey, if you comment it in the comments, maybe that message will help somebody. But anyway, if you guys got to the end of this reading, I'm going to have you guys just put an emoji that represents something you're passionate about, something that you love to do, whatever that is, something that lights your hair on fire in a good way, something that reawakens the spirit within you. You know, whatever that is, put that emoji in the comments. You know, if you want to have a little explanation of what that means to you, do that too. But either way, guys, if this resonated with you and you liked this content of me babbling, you know, that kind of stuff, and being a clown, join the family, subscribe down below. For all of you who are my OG subscribers, thank you for your continued love and support. I love you guys to the moon and back. All right, bye, group 3.